Hey, everybody, and welcome to the VHS Bandits podcast. On today's episode, we watch the out-of-this-world movie, Leprechaun 4 in Space. Let's pop in the tape.
Somewhere in space, he is waiting. Somewhere on this ship, he is watching. He is powerful.
What the hell was that?
He is evil.
He's here.
And he's ready to party.
Good evening. Hot stuff coming out.
Attention. You have 60 seconds to avoid detonation.
That be a lesson to you, lad. Always wear a coconut. Ouch! Off with the head.
30 seconds until detonation.
Take the bite out of this.
Take this, you son of a...
What did you shoot him with? Steroids?
Leprechaun 4 in Space.
This barbecue's only just begun.
And now, our feature presentation.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the VHS Bandits. This is Dane Train, and with me, as always, is...
Topher Hansen.
And with us is a wicked, super special guest.
Tom Ward.
That's right. For those of you guys...
A.K.A. Tom DeBomb.
Tom DeBomb.
A.K.A. Hammerhead. Wait, no, I was Hammerhead. You were Mad Dog.
Mad Dog, yeah.
Tom Mad Dog Ward.
So, Tom is one of my longest, best buddies here. So,
don't hog him.
well, I'm
He's
saying...
ours.
So, Tom and T-Man, I've been best friends with since first grade. So, this trio, to think that we've all been best friends for like 25 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And Tom the Bomb was G.I. Joe for many years in the military.
Yep.
What were you in the military?
I was a paratrooper down at Fort Bragg.
All right. And now you're back. You're a civilian again. And now you're here just like we were kids, watching lousy movies.
Watching lousy movies on VHS. Watching, particularly, like, I was invited on to do this episode because we watched Leprechaun 4 in Space in my basement originally back in the day. We had rented it from a local video shop. And,
I think it was Blockbuster on
yes,
Route 9 in
I think
Shrewsbury.
it was.
And so you and I got Taco Bell recently. You had a piece of plastic inside your burrito.
Yes, I did. I had one of those those little plastic clips you use to close like a loaf of bread in plastic, or I think they probably were using it for, like we were saying, the tortillas.
Yep. In the middle of your quesarito.
In the middle of my quesarito.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So if you are on Route 9 in Westboro, Massachusetts, and there's a fairly brand new Taco Bell right there across the street from the Ford dealership, and there's a good chance that you might get some plastic in your burrito too. So in any case,
That was the nice Taco Bell, too.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's why we went there, because it was like the new clean one, as opposed to every other Taco Bell. It's like a friggin' slum.
So now
Surely
I've got
nothing
like
could happen at this
I've got like
Yeah.
2 free meals or something there, like
2 free combo meals and $10 off your next purchase at that location.
Yes, yeah. So
Shrapnel.
decent amount of like Taco Bell, but the thing is I have to go back to that Taco Bell, which isn't like super close.
And you'd probably never want to go to Taco Bell ever again.
I mean, I'll probably end up going back to Taco Bell at some point. But
So
I mean, it's not like I was under the delusion before that the food was like high quality and did not contain like plastic in it.
as opposed
It
to the
was
Taco,
just a numbers game, really. It was
Yeah.
bound to happen.
as opposed to the Taco Bell, which is closer to where we are right now, which is the KFC Taco Bell, where you could have got some chicken instead.
Yeah.
So, well.
Yeah, you could have got some shrapnel in your chicken.
Yeah. So we were talking over some plastic filled burritos and we were talking about the good old days and stuff and we brought up Leprechaun 4 in Space being probably one of the most memorable movies that I remember us watching when we were kids.
You said you didn't remember a damn thing when you were watching this movie.
Granted,
I don't remember
I
any
don't
of
remember
this.
the movie, but I remember us watching the movie. The only things I remember,
remember
from
the
this
experience.
literally the only things I remember about this movie was the sparkly
boobies.
glitter covered boobies and the leprechaun's hand giving the finger at the end of the movie. That is the only stuff from this movie
Spoiler.
that I remember. So
Hey, I can't see you guys. Can you turn the camera?
let's
so I
see.
can
Get
see
in
at least
here.
one
Get
of
in
you?
here, Tom the Bomb. There we go. It's
Yeah, we have to be like kind of like
it's
really really close.
It's intimate
for it-
hour
for-
over
yeah,
here.
for it to be
That's
visible.
Hold
fine.
on. Maybe I could push this farther away.
Whoa!
Oh!
You're going as fast as the leprechaun was getting sucked out into space.
I dropped. All right, so we're doing Skype over my new Amazon Kindle Fire 8 HD, and I just dropped it, trying to move it backwards so T-Man can
And
see
it's
us.
all in sepia tone right now.
It's all sepia because it's got this weird like nighttime vision on. I don't know, but in any case,
Perfect.
it's a great little
Chris
tablet.
is from the 50s right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like watching old. It's like Timmy Doos and Tommy Don'ts over here. So in any case.
Leprechaun in space, space.
So we got the box over here. I got this at the Magnetic Fest VHS swap down in Connecticut last year. I think I paid $2 or $3 for this, and it was worth every penny. So
It was worth all 300 pennies.
That's right. 300 pieces of gold for the leprechaun. So I love the cover where you got the leprechaun on the cover and he's shooting lightning out of his finger, and it says, "One small step for man, one giant leap of terror."
I also love how he's shooting it at what appears to be like the moon lander and like the little American flag when we landed on the moon, when that was not anywhere in the movie.
It's not in the
That had
movie at all.
nothing to do
No.
with the movie.
The one thing I love
but
about it.
But it's in space.
It's
It
in
is
space, yeah.
Yes.
So what's cool is it's kind of like an embossed cover where the title Leprechaun 4 in Space. Well, the Leprechaun 4 is embossed, but not the in space, and you can feel it. And his eyes too. His eyes are kind of embossed too, which is nice.
They spent more on the cover than they spent on special effects.
That's right. This is a Vidmark release, Vidmark Entertainment. On the side, it looks like a nice, like brushed metal with some nice fake little bolts and stuff. And the back of the movie, it's got the same tagline, same stuff, and you got like a picture of some of the characters on the back. Wicked mid to late '90s look to it. And you said, wicked in really small letters. It's 1996. That's right.
Yeah.
All right. So the back of the box says, do you want to read this? You read it, Tom the Bomb.
Yeah.
On a planet in a distant galaxy, a power-hungry leprechaun, Warwick Davis, holds a beautiful alien princess, Rebecca Carlton, hostage in order to marry her for her royal title. With her title and his beloved gold, he'll be able to rule the universe. While making his maniacal plans, what he doesn't count on is an invading platoon of Marines from Earth to save the princess and foil his plans. An accomplished trickster, the Leprechaun stows himself away on the orbiting spaceship and wreaks havoc on the crew in an attempt to recapture his bride.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's a pretty good description, actually. That was pretty concise and to the point.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's what the movie was about, but
I mean, yeah, like the plot, like, got a little convoluted, like, when you're watching it, but, you know, they don't spell everything out. You kind of have to, you know, make some.
yeah, I don't know. This movie is fucking bananas weird.
Yeah.
Which is good. I mean, I like it more now than I did watching it in your basement.
Yeah,
I think I expected
I
more
agree.
party hats or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like I remembered not really liking it that much. Having seen it now again, like, I mean, it was all cheesy and funny, but like I definitely liked it more now.
I totally agree. I enjoy the campy gold, no pun intended, because it's the Leprechaun. But now, real quick, guys. This is like the time where like In Space was kind of cool. So at the same time, I think it came out a couple years later. I don't know for a fact, but I know Jason X is also a horror in space movie that I think would be great as like a double bill pairing with this. But my question to you guys is, between Jason X and Leprechaun 4 in Space, which one would you prefer to watch?
Dun dun dun. We'll wait. And the results are in. Are you talking to us? I feel
Yeah,
like
who
you were
else
talking
am I
to the
talking
audience
to?
There. I
I'm
don't know. I
talking
thought
to-
you were talking to the audience.
I'm talking to you two Goombas.
Oh, I actually have it. Jason X is the only Friday movie that I haven't seen.
I was gonna say I've never seen Jason X, so I can't really give a super valid opinion.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness! I
don't know.
I saw Jason X for
I'll
the
tell
first
ya.
time like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago when I was powering through all of the Friday the 13th movies for the first time in my life. I watched all of them, and the last one I watched was Jason X. And as somebody who's now seen it, I think Leprechaun 4 in Space is far and beyond a much more stellar movie than Jason X ever was. Granted, Jason X is a lot of fun. It's a really good movie, and to me, I think it's one of the better Jason movies. I know, kooky crazy, because I like.
Wow, that is a controversial statement.
I like.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I like kooky bananas, jump the shark kind of shit. So, I was all
That's
over
true.
it. You know, but in any case, yeah. So let's get into the movie. So where does this movie start off, Tom the Bomb?
So
Space.
yeah, in space, and it starts off with a CGI scene. Looks like it's straight out of the Sega Saturn era of graphics.
Yep.
It was actually.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well,
I mean, Sega Saturn was in its
Granted,
prime at this time.
it was, but I mean, this is like years and years after like the Star Wars films and stuff, and like obviously that was far superior. But I mean, I guess they had the budget to make like the models and stuff, so they were able to film it that way. But
Yeah, but this must have cost them a lot of money. This was a lot of CGI money for the day, right? I mean,
Yeah, that
you know?
could not have been cheap.
Yeah, I don't think so. But in any case, so we got a bunch of Marines, and the very much kind of like the Marines and aliens, and they're all like, loading their guns like chung, right? And they're like, yeah, it's gonna go give this alien a knuckle sandwich. And
yeah, having been in
that's-
like not the Marines but the real life infantry, it's typically the way the infantry is portrayed.
oh yeah, it's a good thing that we got you on the show today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As
So
you being an
is
actual
this-
space marine.
In my interpretation of the movie, it is 100% like the actual army. Yes.
The space army,
it's,
right?
It's exactly like that. The only difference is like they're in space, but you take that like minor incongruity away, and it's exactly like that.
I'm
It's the
sure.
exact same
Right.
thing.
How many leprechauns and spider monsters have you had to battle on Earth?
In space and
Because
Earth.
we're
lost
being
count.
realistic
Like,
here.
Just so many like evil leprechaun demons and spider monsters. Like I'm just like every day, like dozens of them.
It's just like brushing your teeth at this point.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I noticed
It's a
too is
non-issue.
they don't tell you. They never actually say in this movie like what year it is. They don't even say that it's like the future or anything like that. It just in the back of the box it just says on a planet in a distant galaxy, which I assume that we assume that this movie takes place in the future, right?
Yeah, and we don't know how Leprechaun got into space anyway, unless in the end of Leprechaun 3 he gets blasted into space somehow, but I don't recall that happening.
I don't think so
I
either.
think so. Like yeah.
Doesn't he go to Las Vegas in number 3?
Isn't
Isn't that number
I don't know.
3?
Maybe,
I don't remember.
Maybe
or was it
this,
2?
maybe outer space is just an elaborate casino.
Maybe.
And he's
maybe.
actually
It's just
still
like
in
a-
Las Vegas.
space themed casino that just got more elaborate over time until it like actually became like,
actually shot up into space.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I don't know. So basically, we find out that all right. So we got this we got all these space marines, right? They're all like, yeah, we're gonna give these aliens a knuckle sandwich, and then out comes the sergeant, and he's like,
This guy is the fucking best.
dude, he hands down 100% the best fucking part of this entire movie, and he's got this big giant plate on the side of his head, kind of like the mom on Pete and Pete, but like it's exposed.
He's kind of like Chop Top from Texas Chainsaw 2.
Yeah.
Or isn't there like a bad guy in one of the Mortal Kombat games that looks exactly like this dude and has like a red eyeball? You would know this, Tom the Bomb. You know, right?
I know who you're talking
Is
about.
it Cyrax?
Cyrax is like he's the cyber. Like he's kind of.
he's
that,
the
but I think
cyborg,
he's
right.
talking about.
I'm not talking about Jax with the robot arms. I'm talking about the guy
not
who's a
Jack,
cyborg
like
from
Kato or.
I don't know. Anywho, for any of you guys that know this,
jeez.
email us at
Send the hate
VHSBandits@gmail.com or send us a DM on Instagram at the VHS Bandits and let us know if you know which Mortal Kombat character we're talking about. So in any case,
What about we didn't talk about the trailers at all.
oh,
Yeah,
good
there
idea.
was several trailers.
There was a shit
Oh man, there was like a
trailers.
baker's dozen freaking trailers on this tape, and
A
none of the movies
Vidmark.
look good except for like one or two.
No, the last one was some. What I forget what it was called, but it was about this kid who like brings back Frankenstein, and
Oh,
Burt
yeah.
Reynolds is in it playing his
It
dad.
was called Frankenstein.
It's like a
and
weird
Me.
Monster Squad type of thing, and they have to fight Dracula. I
Yeah.
have no idea what
I-
it
It was like
was
Frankenstein.
about, but it
and me-
looks
and, well,
awesome.
who was the father in that? It was someone.
Burt Reynolds, dude.
It was Burt
Yeah.
Reynolds.
Yeah.
And then we think Ryan Gosling might be in it as like the
Yeah,
kid's
he was
buddy.
in like a clip.
So if anybody has a copy of Frankenstein and Me, let us know. We'll do a trade and get it on the show.
Yes, please.
What else is
But
on
all
there?
the other trailers were like weird action movies that had no business. Actually, that movie had no business being in front of Leprechaun 4.
yeah, there was
but-
one movie called Underworld that was not about
Yeah,
werewolves
like
and
Dennis
vampires.
Leary and what's his face?
That other guy who
Joe
is in like
Montana.
the Lions guy.
yeah, he's in everything.
That's what I always think of him.
Joe Montana.
Yeah.
Tori, what's her name? The porno star. She's in it. Cat's got my
You
tongue.
would know this one, Dane.
Why can't I think of it? Oh God, Cat's got my tongue. Friggin', I can picture her right now. I can see her boobies right now. Why can't I? Oh God, Cat's got my tongue. Crazy. It's VHS bloodbath
Wait,
like girlfriend.
I'm unsure. What has your tongue? Something has your tongue. I don't know.
Oh God. I feel like such an idiot. VHS bloodbath is gonna kill me. I don't know. I like Cat's got my tongue right now.
All right, it's moot. Moot
Anywho.
point. Whatever porno stars in this random movie that we'll never see.
Tracy Lords. There you go.
There
She
you
was
go.
in that. My goodness. I kept thinking Tori Black, but I think that's another porn star.
Yeah, it's another.
You know
porn
a
actress.
lot
Not
of
that
porn
I
stars.
would
Right,
know.
Tom the Blom, you would know. So, in any case, oh yeah, and then there was this wicked cool commercial where it was like a video catalog for Ultimate
Oh my
Fighting
God, that was
Championship
awesome.
apparel.
Yeah,
and videos.
This has to be like old school UFC, like when they first started, they didn't have the modern logo or anything. And it almost like at first I thought it was wrestling because it looked like so. The way they promoted it, so cheesy and fake, like you would associate with wrestling more so than like the UFC. But I guess the UFC kind of started from like almost kind of the same tradition, even though it was based on real athletic competition.
Yeah, maybe.
But the same in terms of like promoting it and stuff.
Yeah,
Okay,
the theatrics were there.
Yeah.
The
Like the
girl's
referee's like, let's get it on.
They got this wicked 90s chick with really dark lipstick and blonde hair, and she's like, I'll have a UFC t-shirt, this baseball cap, and this videotape. And then like these wrestlers
She was very
just walk in front of her.
uncomfortable in front of the camera. She looked
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
a hostage. Like the UFC took her hostage and made her sell t-shirts and videotapes.
Read these cue cards and sell these
I am
UFC
safe.
t-shirts.
I am selling UFC merchandise on my own free will.
I'll see if I can get some video of it and put it up on our Instagram for you folks. In any case, so yeah, there's a lot of other lousy trailers, but there's hey, real quick, there was that one movie that like has the kid that wears that like robotic alien suit, and I think it was called something else, but they gave it a different title in the trailer. Do you know what I'm talking about? It was called
it was something on Waverly Street.
Yeah.
Warrior on Waverly Street.
The
or
Warrior of
something like
Waverly Street, yeah.
But I want to say the movie was called like Boy Steel or something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
That's another porno actor of yours, Dave.
Yeah, it may be.
That's some specialty porn.
I don't know.
In the regular stores.
Well, back to Leprechaun. So you got this these space marines, and the Sarge comes in. He's like, "Listen up, all you limp dicks. We're gonna go on to the CGI mining planet, and we're gonna go save some alien princess from this leprechaun alien. You fucking limp dicks." So
Is that what their mission was, though?
I think it had because they didn't know she was there. It had something to do with like the mining like minerals or some shit like
Yeah, I don't know why the army was there.
no, I think it was a search and rescue.
They were destroying the alien, maybe him, maybe the leprechaun, because he had been disrupting like shipments or some shit.
Oh, you're right. That's what it. Yeah.
Like,
It was causing the intergalactic mining company billions of dollars a day because he was disrupting it.
That was it.
So, you're right. You're right. They didn't know anything about the princess, but
they didn't know he was an alien.
Right.
Well, yeah, I guess he turned out to be obviously, Leprechaun.
They call him an alien.
Like you were saying earlier, Topher, they never
ridiculous.
really explained why he was in space all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I guess,
which is fine.
I mean, I guess it's
if
the
you're-
future. Everyone's in space because the future happens
Yeah, why?
in space.
That's
Everyone
true.
knows
Why
that.
wouldn't he be in space?
Yeah.
Everyone
So-
else is there.
Yeah, all the cool people are there.
So you got so they go down to the planet. They're in like a cave, and the leprechaun is talking to this alien chick who like wears this like Princess Leia bikini the whole time, martini linguini bikini, and she's and basically she's like, you're a disgusting little leprechaun. I'm getting out of here. I'm splitting town. And he's like, oh, but you're a princess that likes gold. Be rich with me. And he like turns all
Let
like
me
the
give you some crescent rolls.
yeah,
That's not a
he's
good
got like
Irish
a little
accent
he's
at
got
all.
like a little there's like a little like dinner table with like some limeade and some dinner rolls, and she's like throwing them at his face. And then he turns the dinner rolls into gold, and she's like, oh, now I like you because you're giving me gold. So now I'm talking like the leprechaun. So they come in there and they blast up. They take their guns and they pulse rifles and they blast up they take a grenade, they throw it at the leprechaun, and he blows up into a couple of pieces. And then what happens?
We have to back up for a second because there's part of one of the main character is a scientist woman. I forget her real name, but the Colonel calls her Cupcake all the time. And there's this guy, Dr. Mittenhand, who is basically Max Headroom. He's just a guy on this weird cardboard TV that is in charge of the mission. I guess he owns the mining company or something. I don't know. But
because that's the other thing that was weird too. Like he was like renting the Marines or some shit. Like they were like
why does he have the
yeah.
Marines?
But like
some weird contract on
works for a
Space
mining
Marines.
company.
I don't get it at all. One of the Marine.
Why are they in space? Who cares?
The friggin' the sergeant? He's like, hey, lady, what the fuck do you want? As soon as she comes in,
he says something along the lines of like, bullshit. I'm in charge here. He just says bullshit in front. This guy's the best.
He's like constipated. So for those of you guys who have ever seen When Good Ghouls Go Bad with Christopher Lloyd, there's this dude in the movie who plays like the soccer coach or whatever. He's like the main bad guy in the movie. I wish these two guys could be in a movie together because they're just these two guys just like we're like constipated the whole movie. Like that's them the whole movie, and it's fucking great. And I wish that there was more of those guys in these movies. So
in every movie,
in
every movie
movie
needs this guy.
That's right. So they blow him up, and one of the Space Marines decides to take a whiz on the leprechaun's like gory innards that's all over the place, and he gets zapped with some green electricity into his nads.
But so I have to say, the scientist is there to collect any alien life forms. That's why the scientist is along the mission.
That's right. Yep.
Yes.
That's true.
So they don't want to kill the leprechaun to begin with, or whatever. Right? I don't know.
I'm not too sure.
I don't know, because I think their original mission was like, search and destroy, and then that whatever his face mitten glove guy is like, no, you have to take this chick and bring back any samples of any alien life forms. And
yeah, he's like the Paul Reiser of the bunch.
Yeah, that's right. So so they bring her back on board. They try to like reanimate her and put her pieces back together, and so next thing you know, it's like watching an episode of Salute Your Shorts where Dr. Khan is like, hey, everybody, go have a soda on me. So they go to like the mess hall, which has like a disco ball and some lights.
They go to the prom,
the school cafeteria.
The school
cafeteria. Yeah, the school cafeteria.
They're drinking like grape
There's
juice.
There's like a pull down basketball hoop in the corner.
They're drinking grape
the
juice out of plastic
fold
cups
in from the outside.
Yeah,
from the walls.
So
Pictures
like
of Pinocchio.
Like one of the Space Marine chicks and one of the Space Marine dudes decide that they're just gonna go into the hallway next door and make out and get to second base. So she like puts her hands down his pants and they're making out, and he's like, "Oh, my nads!" Ah! Next thing you know, the fucking leprechaun comes out of his dick. He just comes out of his.
Becomes a leprechaun.
Yeah,
yeah. That was.
He becomes a leprechaun. Yeah.
The guy, due to obviously him pissing on Leprechaun earlier, because that's how science.
That's
and
how
magic
leprechauns.
works.
I guess the leprechaun could be transferred into people by his green electricity when you pee on him.
When you pee on, don't pee on a leprechaun is what we're saying.
Yeah. Just like don't whiz on the electric fence. Don't whiz on a. Don't whiz on leprechaun pieces.
The green electric leprechaun.
Yeah. So Leprechaun comes back alive, and he starts causing havoc all over the space station. And they got the task of now going. It's like, hey, you guys remember when we watched Leprechaun 3? It's very much like Leprechaun. I mean, Christ. Hey, you guys remember when we watched Carnosaur 3?
Space. Hey.
Remember
yeah, I was thinking that the whole time.
It's
it was just like Carnosaur 3.
Exactly like Carnosaur 3.
Except a little better.
We're like, you just in these rooms with cardboard boxes and big animatronic raptors. This time it's just cardboard, like silver painted cardboard boxes with a leprechaun, and that's it.
Yeah.
And the leprechaun can just like, it's like Sabrina the Teenage Witch. He could just make shit appear out of nowhere. Like he makes a guy handcuffed and he puts TNT on a guy's body and shit out of nowhere.
Yeah, it seems like
you
almost.
Think he'd have an easier time fighting these guys.
I was about to say, like, he seems to be like at times like kind of like all powerful almost, but then he like rarely ever uses it practically. Like
and he does it in like stupid, silly ways that like he could just. I would assume he could just like make this guy's head explode, or something like that. But he's like, nah, handcuffs.
He's a trickster.
He just like does stuff from a magic shop.
That's what he likes. Yeah, well, he's a magical leprechaun. That's his shtick. You know,
he's got to stay to his canon.
So while all the Space Marines are out hunting the leprechaun, and the leprechaun's picking them out one by one, at the same time, you got this nerdy R.L. Stein looking scientist man who wears like this purple turtleneck, and he's working with Dr. Mittenhands. Was that his name? Mittenhands?
Dr. Mittenhands. Mittenhands.
So the two of them are like doing experiments on the princess, and you come to find out that her blue lobster blood can like, make body parts. It's like it's like stem cell research, you know?
Basically,
it's like
she had gotten her hand blown off when they originally killed the leprechaun. And she regrew it, and they found out that they could also regrew other people's body parts by using her DNA.
They should have used animal parts to put animal parts in her.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Rob Schneider's Leprechaun 4 in space.
They should make Leprechaun 5 in Rob Schneider.
And what we learned to me is
He comes out of his dick.
Scientist guy who was he was kind of subservient to
Spaghetti robot.
Because at times it seemed like he was
Inglove.
crushing on. Oh yeah, Dr. Mittenhand. Like he was crushing on Dr.
That's a better name.
Yeah. But then other times he was creeping out on the chicks. So that was weird about him.
Yeah, he was like the titty patrol in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except there was only 2 titties. I thought there was more titties.
Yeah, one pair of party hats that were all glittery. That's it.
Yeah, I thought the other chicks got naked too. Like she was sort of naked from
you
behind.
saw her in her
yeah,
bra,
and
that was
Leprechaun.
But
you talking about?
In,
Yeah. When
had
the
to jump
Leprechaun
out of that guy's
was
dick.
Yeah.
when it wasn't actually her. It was the Leprechaun, but it was the actress. You know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that part too.
So we find out that the Leprechaun is basically invincible. No matter how many times that they shoot him and blow him up, or they stab him, or do whatever, he just comes back. He's completely invincible. So what's to do?
How do you get rid of him in the other movies? I forget.
I totally don't remember at all. Do you?
I want to
think
say
you take his gold or something.
Well, doesn't he come because you take his gold and he's trying to get it back?
Because he turns into a statue or something in the first one.
Oh
right?
yeah,
Yes.
It's been ages since I've seen any. of the other
didn't it have
movies.
something to do with a necklace in the first one? Like you put the necklace.
They find him in a box in the basement, and then
I want to say they got like a lot of these movies, they got rid of him in a different way in each movie. Because in this movie, obviously they're missing a lot of the Leprechaun lore that they had in the earlier movies. He just kind of shows up, and they don't
I
really...
feel like they threw all that out the window.
Yeah,
space window, which is out the window, which is just a black painted cardboard with holes punched in it,
with some Christmas lights hanging at it.
Yeah.
So
that are equidistantly spaced.
Yeah, there's an actual window in this movie in the background that's supposed to be out of space, and that's all it is, just Christmas lights. Instead of more Sega Saturn CGI lights. I guess they ran out of budget for that, to put a green screen back there. So what the fuck happened? So not much happens in this movie, except
a lot happens in this movie.
Okay, you're right. A lot does happen in this movie.
Almost too much happens in this movie.
So one of the Marines gets crushed. One of the Marines, the Leprechaun, has her go over a railing and she falls to her death. One of the Marines, they're in the sewage area or something where the air is toxic, and they're all wearing these hazmat suits, and the Leprechaun takes a little knife out of his shillelagh and cuts the suit, and the guy turns into a skeleton in no time. Which
that was really
that was
quick.
pretty cool.
That was fast acting poison.
Yeah. So what happens is they find the Leprechaun finds Dr. Mittenhand, and he takes some of this blue lobster blood and he puts a tarantula and a scorpion in there, and then he injects Dr. Mittenhands with the blood.
Dr. Mittenhands, Dr. Oven Glove, Dr. Hamburger Helper.
Hand and mouth.
Is
Hamburger Helper.
He's a man-borg. He's
Did we talk about that?
It's only his... I don't know what his left arm or his right arm.
It's his right arm.
Not even his entire torso.
Up.
Yeah. But that's kind of why he's obsessed with this alien chick, because obviously she can regenerate. So he wants to be able to regenerate, I guess, because they kind of explained that he had been involved in some kind of failed scientific experiment and ended up like that, where he's just a head and an arm.
Inside of a popcorn machine.
Yeah, inside of there was this old episode of Star Trek where it was this guy's head sticking out of this just basically cylinder-shaped thing, and it reminded me a lot of that he was basically this cylinder-shaped thing that kind of rolled around.
Speaking of heads,
yeah.
So if this
Tracy
movie,
Lords,
if this movie doesn't jump the shark enough, there's a part where the R.L. Stein scientist with the purple turtleneck, he's in a corner, and the Leprechaun uses his finger magic, and he's able to take a pizza a pizza pie plate, and it like whips across the room, and it smashes this guy in the face, and he gets this like totally like right out of a Hanna-Barbera cartoon. His face is just like smushed.
Yeah, his face is like the shape of the pan smushed.
That was also one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Yes, like
yeah, that was great.
It's like out of like an old cartoon.
Yeah,
but they did it obviously as like a practical effect.
So
he looked like the Ginger Dead Man.
Oh, he really did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point. Where's the bush? So, have you ever seen Ginger Dead Man, Tom the Bomb?
I have not.
Oh my goodness, we gotta sit down one of these days.
The
and watch
first
some
few
Ginger Dead
are
Man.
actually pretty good.
They're really good. Yeah.
I think they're up to maybe 25 now.
But
yeah, right. Versus Evil Bong versus Killjoy. I don't know. Versus Puppet Master. I don't know. Versus every other Full Moon Entertainment character
versus Butt Crack Nemesis.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
did you not? Can you hear me? Is this thing on?
There
Hello,
you
Butt
go.
Crack Nemesis.
Yeah.
Hello.
Versus
I
Butt
said Butt
Crack.
Crack
versus
That's
Butt
funny.
Freak. Butt Freak. Yeah.
Butt Freak. Actually, they own it. They could do that.
They could totally do versus Butt Freak. Yeah.
I'd watch that one.
I would too. Tom the Bomb, you were gonna say something.
Yeah, so I was gonna say like just speaking of practical effects, then like the next scene, like obviously the like you were saying, Leprechaun had mixed up with the regeneration fluid that Dr. Mittenhand was making the spider or the tarantula and the scorpion. So then he became this scorpion spider man monster, like something right out of the Fly or
yeah,
like it almost reminded me of Gremlins 2 where they had the spider gremlin monster.
Mm-hmm.
That's
think pretty much what happens. He drinks spider juice, basically.
Yeah.
Honestly,
becomes
I
Grundle
thought
spider.
That was probably one of my favorite things in the movies was that special effect of that kooky bananas monster.
It looked really good. Like,
It actually
I think
did.
That
Like,
looked great
for this movie. Like I was pretty impressed with how they did that. That was good.
It reminded me so much of, if anybody out there has seen the TV show Bone Chillers. I remember T-Man, you and I around Christmas time, we watched some of it. Like, it reminded me so much of Bone Chillers. It's ridiculous.
Right.
Which is an awesome show.
Yes.
And I really need some more Bone Chiller tapes. So if you got any, let me know, people. So, because I only have one. And so the Spider-Man, I think, sets the Leprechaun just like goes on a computer panel that's on the wall. He goes beep boop boop boop, and he sets a self-destruct mechanism for the
and you
ship.
need a password to cancel the self-destruct, but you don't need a password to initiate it.
That's right. And just on some panel out in the cargo bay somewhere, it just boop 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 boop, and it turns on the self-destruct. Which somehow
Unless he used magic, I don't know.
Somehow the Leprechaun knows how to do. You know what I mean?
Did they even take his gold? One guy did take his gold.
What happened was,
but it was magic gold that he made appear out of nowhere. So who gives a fuck?
No. See, they took
just make more gold, dude.
They took his big golden like boulders, and they took the Wayne Zielinski shrinking machine, and they shrunk it down really small. So when he found it, they were like teeny little pebbles of gold.
Yeah.
And he was gonna try to.
And so, he's also like hooked up with the alien bride. She's like on his side. They're working in cahoots.
Yeah, because
for most of the movie.
Yeah, she's like very willing to kill her own father and basically rule the universe with him because he's rich. Because I guess her father has squandered his wealth, so even though she's a princess, she doesn't have the money. So
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this makes no sense. If he was taking her father's place to rule whatever planet or whatever will give him the power to rule the universe, although the father himself doesn't have that much power. So who fucking
Well, I guess
get
it's
it.
kind of like power being separated from wealth. I mean, this like
he doesn't have the power to not have his daughter be kidnapped by a leprechaun.
Well, yeah,
right.
I guess like
where's the Space Secret Service?
This is almost reminding me of like European themed novel type of thing, like Emery I don't even fucking know. But
Oh,
like,
that is way too smart for us on the VHS Bandits.
This is above my pay grade.
But like, basically, like back then, especially like and even to some extent, still like in Europe, being new money didn't really count as having power, and then having like inherited status meant something. Even if you had since become poor, so then a lot of times they would have a marriage like that: someone who was new money wanting to get the status, and someone who had the status but not the wealth anymore wanting to get the wealth again.
Oh,
what a
wow,
combination!
That runs deep. Who knew?
Wow, never would have thought of that when you watched Leprechaun 4 in Space.
Yeah, we just got a history lesson.
Oh boy. So
and a future lesson all in one.
Oh, there you go. So why
don't they have future class? I would have done
future
good
class?
in future class. Yeah.
So the leprechaun possesses the sergeant, who goes back into the disco cafeteria and gets into a drag costume, and he's against them now. He's a bad guy now, and he's got nunchucks.
He was probably the scariest part of this movie.
Yeah, and it was
He
awesome.
was frightening.
It was phenomenal. What great! I mean, what an actor this guy. You know what I mean?
This guy's great.
He's phenomenal. And
the only thing that I love, this is probably my favorite set just because it's so out of place on this spaceship. The only thing that would make this set any better would be a mural of their town center on the wall.
Yeah, no
like
kidding.
it literally reminded me of like the cafeteria from Saved by the Bell is like what I was thinking.
Yeah,
right.
I was watching
Bayside High.
Yep.
So you come to find out that I guess he was a cyborg all along. They electrocuted him, and
I was a cyborg all along.
Not like that makes any difference to the storyline whatsoever.
Yeah.
Wait, the drag queen,
this drag queen sergeant
guy was a cyborg.
He was a cyborg
Yeah,
all along.
They found,
surprise!
Because his
that must have been when I was taking a piss or something.
Yeah,
like,
might have been.
the side of his head popped off, where it was all metal, and it turned out he was like a robot underneath, not a brain, and yeah, and they were like, oh, it turns out he was a robot. Oh, that makes no difference.
No.
Yeah, who cares?
Like, okay.
Nobody cares.
Wow.
So,
what a twist.
So all that's left are a couple of characters. You got the big Spider-Man, big Spider-Scorpion. Oh, well, he changed his name. He's like, I am not Mitten Hand. I am Mitten Spider.
And everyone starts taking off
And
their
I'm also
clothes
a robot.
And he has like a robot eye. I think that's the only cyborg part that's still left of him, because like beep boop with lights, got Christmas lights in it.
Obviously, he regrew new parts, but they're spider scorpion parts.
I put spider parts in you.
And he puts the token black guy in a web hanging above the self-destruct controls.
Yeah, the
that's
dude
salami
from
web.
that's the dude from Street Fighter.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't remember anything. Oh, he was also the guy from Joanna Man.
That's
he's Joanna
who he
Man,
is.
dude.
Oh my god!
I think he was in Ernest Slam Dunk too, if I recall.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So we're getting near to the end of the movie, and the alien chick is like taking off her top, and she shows her glittery boobies off to everybody, and she's like, "You're all gonna die by my royal hand." Which I guess
this is the definition of gratuitous nudity. It
hands
has
down.
nothing to do with the plot
No.
or the story.
You find out that
like, there's no motivation.
No. Hey, you find out that her alien race, by showing off your party hats to somebody, means certain death. So
yeah,
she was putting
I get
a
that,
death
but
curse.
that's an afterthought, dude.
That is so
death
yeah, it's like that's such an excuse they added in to just put titties in this movie.
I am just glad it was
so that
there.
Kids will rent it from Blockbuster with their parents'
AKA
permission to watch
Tom
it
the
in their
Bomb,
basement.
Stain Train,
Which is
and
what we
T-Man.
did.
Yep.
Hands down.
I mean, it totally worked. I mean, yeah.
Instead of
It's the part we all remembered from
that's
what,
right.
15 years ago.
It's the only part we remember. Yeah, from 1996. You know. So the Wayne Szalinski shrink ray honey, I blew up the Leprechaun. So now he's big in the cargo bay. And the bullets can't hurt him. Nothing can hurt him. So he's out scouring for everybody. And at the same time, the alarm is going up being like, the ship will self-destruct in 7 minutes. Okay, well, half an hour later, they're still on the ship.
Yep.
And the token
Oh my
black
God!
guy
Yeah,
from
I
Street
was like,
Fighter.
okay, now the plot's moving. We're gonna be out of this lickety split. Nope.
Nope, we're still going
This
way past
so
the time
much
limit.
wacky shit happens in this movie, but it still drags on forever somehow.
You know what, though?
Like, I'm watching the movie, I'm like, there's so much good stuff, but why am I so bored?
I'm not going to lie. I'm the total opposite. For me, I never felt like the movie dragged. I thought
Are you serious?
I thought the pacing was great, and I was like, everything is gold. I mean, like, this is great. This is great. This is great.
I
This
mean,
is great.
like, I enjoyed the whole movie, but like, I get kind of like in most movies, once they start a dramatic countdown, the real time of the dramatic countdown is like less than what they say that it is in the movie. But if anything, I'm pretty sure in this movie it was significantly longer than like they like you were saying. There was at one point they said it was 7 minutes, and it's like legit like a half hour.
Well,
later,
aren't they in deep space? Maybe
There's
deep
space
changes
minutes,
time.
Tom.
you know?
Space minutes.
Yeah, space minutes.
Space minutes.
Maybe
Right.
the Leprechaun is changing time with his
this leprechaun magic.
Yeah, leprechaun magic.
Yep.
So they decide there's only one thing to do. Once they put all the Clearasil onto the alien princess's face to get rid of all the zits that the leprechaun put onto her face, she now acts like she's drunk, and they put her like into a different room.
Yeah, what was that about?
I have
Why
no
did she
idea.
Get drunk?
Because the leprechaun just like clocked her on the head with a shillelagh, and I guess she was just
She was concussed, I guess.
I don't know.
Like,
Okay.
So they open up the airlock, and everything it's not like in any other movie where like there's one little pinhole like in Alien Resurrection and shit just fucking flies out of it. No, they open up the airlock
and
all
the air
the way.
eventually takes its
They're
time.
just kind of like, is the airlock open? All right, let's kind of.
It's like countdown to space ejection, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So while all this is going on, at the same time, they take the Dr. Spider-Man and they shoot him with liquid nitrogen.
Don't forget first that they use him as an excuse to take the other chick's pants off.
Oh yes,
so that
yes,
she's running around in her panties the rest
That's
of the
right.
time.
Yes. So she shoots
At least
him.
that has something to do with the plot.
Of course.
Yeah, like
It happened.
yeah.
So they pulled a Terminator 2. And he was frozen, and they shot him. He blew up into a million little popsicle pieces.
And they do an homage to the original Fly, where he goes, "Help me!"
Yeah. So the leprechaun is.
And he loses his accent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that's
he
right.
he
loses
loses
like
his
German
accent.
accent.
throughout the whole movie except for that part. But
Yeah.
So the leprechaun
Very
is.
suspicious, Grundle Spider.
Oh, Grundle Spider. Yeah. Grundle Spider.
Grundle.
What if his name was? Yeah, maybe his name should have been Dr. Grundle Spider.
Oh my god!
I am now Dr. Grundle Spider.
I think you just created a new brand of organic hand soaps, Dr. Grundle Spider.
Yeah, I'll sell that at the.
Take that, Burt's Bees.
They'll start selling that at the home goods
farmer's
section
market.
in Whole Foods. Yeah, at the Whole Foods market. So
This is Dr. Grundle Spider. Have a soda on me.
Oh god. So the leprechaun he's in outer space. He explodes again for like the 10th time in the fucking movie into a million pieces in outer space. He's a big, so there's big giant pieces of him floating around. And what happens? He gives everybody the finger. He just has one of his hands giving everybody the finger. And
But the countdown is still going, mind you.
oh yeah, right, yeah. So they gotta get the damn password, man. They gotta get the password to stop it. So what happens, Tom the Bomb?
so they're like trying to think of what Dr. Grundle Spider, whatever the frick his name was,
That's
would
his
have
name now.
Yeah, that's his name. Would have used for a password. So they're like, he was a scientist, so obviously his password would be scientist.
right?
Right. So that doesn't
like
work.
passwords were still new at this point.
Yeah, like
Everybody was still getting AOL discs in the mail.
Yeah, they were like Dane even said it looked like they were playing like Windows Media Player on like the screens.
Oh yeah.
Like but anyways, so
he got the Limp Bizkit Winamp skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They try like Genius and like maybe one other thing. It ends up being like one of the first things he says was like, "I'm like a wizard," and then they type in wizard and it's like in this ridiculous, it looks almost like handwritten Comic Sans font. And that
had no place.
Yeah.
Definitely a font that should not be on any scientist's computer for self-destruction mode.
Yeah. and that ends up working, and the self-destruct is averted, and the day is saved. And
that's the end
and then
of
the credits roll.
I didn't look to see if there was any end credit scenes, but I doubt that there were any.
Nah, I don't think so. That was not nearly as common back then.
Yeah. So that was Leprechaun 4 in Space, everybody.
Wow.
So let's see. Let's do some ratings here, guys. Out of 10, what, guys? Glittery boobies?
Let's guess. Let's guess.
That's right.
I'll
I
look
forgot
up
to do
IMDb.
that. All right, I'll look up the Amazon. Leprechaun in Space VHS. So while we do that, anything that you want to share with the crowd here, Tom the Bomb, with your first time being on the show?
No, I'm just glad to finally be on the show.
This is your first time doing a podcast,
yeah,
right?
Man.
Yeah, this is my first time doing a podcast of any kind, and I'm glad to be here.
We're glad to have you, Tom. My Amazon is taking a long time to come up. So you got it. You got yours up.
I got it. All right. So Tom the Bomb, out of 10, what do you think viewers rated Leprechaun 4 in Space on IMDb? Out of 10 stars.
Obviously, like, people who want to watch movies that are traditionally considered good would not consider this good. But it does have like that whole cult class, like the cheesiness. The people who like us like appreciate the just the cheesy sci-fi horror type of stuff going for it. So that could bump it up a little bit. I'm gonna say like maybe 4.5 out of 10.
Okay, 4.5. Dane Train?
I think IMDb probably gave this movie like a 3 out of 10. I'm assuming.
Oh, you're the closest. 3.5 out of 10.
Oh, crazy.
On IMDb.
Oh, boy. Oh, jeez. All right. Well, the Amazon rating for... Oh, Tom already saw it. Oh, my... All right, T-Man.
No.
What do you think the Amazon VHS rating is for...
I mean, that was probably one of the lowest IMDb ratings we've seen for...
Maybe.
But I'm gonna Amazon's a little more forgiving. I'm gonna say it's a 3.
Close enough. 3.5 out of 5 stars.
Ooh, the same rating.
Yeah, that's right.
Different fraction.
Yeah, right. All right. So let's see. Out of 10, what, guys? Out of 10 glittery party hats? I mean, What are we gonna do? 10 out of 10 out of what? Yeah.
Leprechaun dick emergences.
Leprechaun dick bursters.
The dick burster.
Dick burster. All right.
Grundle flies. Oven gloves.
Grundle spiders.
Glove.
Let's go with dick bursters. Leprechaun dick bursters. All right.
All right.
Let's do that. So
that sounds like. New from Mars, Leprechaun dick bursters. They burst in your mouth.
Flavor dick bursters.
Taste the shamrock.
So, Tom the Bomb, first time doing a podcast.
Yep.
Have you ever listened to our show before?
I have not.
Oh,
it didn't get you through many a nights in the army, stranded on a remote reconnaissance mission, and the only thing that kept you going was the VHS Bandits podcast, because somehow you got reception.
Yeah, don't you
And
guys get
had a
Wi-Fi
phone.
out there wherever you guys are fighting international crime for the army?
Not typically.
No. Okay.
Intergalactic crime.
Intergalactic crime. yeah. Aren't you guys out there shooting space leprechauns out in space?
Oh yeah, this is one thing we forgot to say. There is multiple scenes in this movie where Leprechaun has a laser gun and is shooting people.
It's like the fucking best part of the movie.
The sets in this movie, it legit looks like they filmed this in like a laser tag.
Yeah. Totally.
Warehouse. It
Yep.
looks very laser taggy.
Oh man.
Anyway, sorry. So out of 10 Leprechaun dick bursters, Tom DeBomb, what is your decision?
Gonna give it a 6.5.
Ooh.
Oh.
Now, would you rewind this tape and watch it again?
Yeah, I can see myself watching it again.
All right. Maybe in another 15, 20 years.
15 years. Yeah.
All right, T-Man, how about you?
It's one of those movies that you can watch every 20 years.
Yeah.
How many dick bursters?
I'm gonna say 6.5 dick bursters as well.
All right, 6.5 dick bursters. Now, would you rewind this tape?
Yeah, I'd rewind it. It was fun. The only thing, I thought it was slow at some points, which is confusing to myself, and I don't know. Why it felt slow.
I understood what you're saying, because they had so much crazy stuff going on all the time, but at the same time, parts of it kind of felt like, okay,
well, this is
yeah, exactly. There's enough weird. There's so much weird stuff. There's less weird stuff in movies that I would rate higher, but for whatever reason, this felt slow. I have no idea.
Says the guy.
I can't explain it. It's some leprechaun magic.
Says the guy who loves Terror Toons, which is the slowest fucking movie ever made.
That movie's got paced like a freight train, motherfucker.
Christ. Yeah, no way. All right. Okay, guys. I'm going to give this movie 10 dick bursters.
Holy shit.
I fucking love this movie.
This is the perfect movie, is what you're saying.
I love this fucking movie. To me, this is the ultimate Friday night hangout with your buddies. Get a fucking Papa Ginzo's pizza and watch this movie in Tom DeBomb's basement.
I'm pretty sure you fell asleep the first time we watched it.
Hell no, I didn't. I had to stay up to see the party
Tom, what do you
hats.
think? I think we woke you up and rewound it.
No. The only
I'm
movie
pretty
that
sure we were apart several times.
The only movie where
we
that ever
absolutely
happened
did. I
was
know for
we
a
were
fact we
watching
did.
Spawn at 1 in the morning, okay? We watched Spawn at 1 in the morning, which I think Tom taped off of HBO or something like that.
That does sound familiar.
Right? Okay. When Spawn was brand new and okay.
So
Anywho,
this is the perfect movie.
I think
according to you. Leprechaun4
in terms of the
Just say those
leprechauns
words.
antics, the fucking general, the sergeant in this movie, the cheeseball special effects, everything about this movie to me is the perfect over the top. I mean, think about it. It's Leprechaun in space. So of course they're gonna go
of dick bursting leprechauns.
of jump the shark horror movies.
To be fair,
I mean,
Citizen Kane didn't have any dick bursting leprechauns, so
I think
did not.
that's where they fucked up.
This
That's where they
movie,
fucked up.
to me, perfected the Jump the Sharks sequel. You know what I mean? I mean,
That's true.
If you
I
have,
can't
if you
argue
have
with
a
that.
You know what I'm saying? Think about it. This is the last movie of the franchise right here. If you would to,
I mean, there were a couple.
What are you talking about? There's 1,000 of
oh
these
shit,
movies, dude.
You're right. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right.
There's
There's two
Leprechaun
more.
in the
Leprechaun
Hood,
in the Hood, Leprechaun Back in the Hood.
Back to the Hood,
Back-
And
Leprechaun
aren't they doing
Origins.
one now? The guy died. I'm pretty sure Warwick Davis died.
Did he?
Somewhat recently.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't know
think
that.
They recast the role, and I'm pretty sure they're doing a new one that's going to be the first one without him.
Well, I know they made
I didn't know that.
they made an origin movie with the guy who's a wrestler named Hornswoggle, but I don't count that as a part of this franchise. I'm talking about the
But it
originals
is.
with Warwick Davis, okay? If you think of think of just like Jason, all right? We were just talking about Jason X. I mean, after him of kind of jumping the shark here and there, finally fucking put him in space. Why not? So same thing with this. This movie is the perfect.
Why not? I don't care. Do it.
I mean, think about like Machete, right? They did Machete kills, and then they think about doing Machete in space. Okay, they're doing the same shit. But this, to me, this perfected the in space. The in space genre. Okay, this is the in space. Franchise genre.
What was the first sequel to put a franchise in space?
I think this is it.
For the sake of
this is it,
Leprechaun
man.
Was the first one?
I think this came out before Jason X. Right? So I think this is it.
I don't know. I definitely do. We should make a note to watch
was,
every in space movie. Anything that ends with in space.
When was Critters 4?
Yeah, but Critters came.
Critters in space.
Critters came from space, didn't
the
they?
Worst
they
one.
did come
but
from
the
space.
fourth one takes place in space.
Everyone prior to that takes place on Earth.
Space on Earth.
Yeah, space on Earth. Yeah, Andros, space on Earth. Check them out. Check that out.
Well, Earth is technically in space, so if you want to think about it,
you know what, Tom the Bomb? You're in space.
Yeah, you're from outer space.
Yeah. Well, guys, we are just about out of time over here. Is there any last comments that you guys want to make about Leprechaun4InSpace before we put it back onto the shelf for another 15 years and watch it in Tom's basement 20 years from now? And we watch a bootleg copy of Spawn and play some Primal Rage on Sega Genesis and maybe watch... We used to watch... what else did we used to watch on your basement? We watched Orgasmo. We watched that weird... what the fuck did we watch? I don't remember, but yeah. Anywho, doesn't matter. We'll go back to your basement one of these days. Watch these movies again.
We'll just break into my old house with the new people living there.
Yeah, which you guys don't own anymore.
Yeah, and just watch stuff in their basement.
Yeah,
until they call the police.
We'll hook up the Sega Saturn, play some House of the Dead.
Yeah, I was saying. I think before we started the show, my brother actually hooked up the Sega Saturn the other day. So yeah, that's all.
Did you guys play anything?
Nice.
We played a little Scud just to test it out.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm going to come over. We'll play some Scud.
Yep.
Oh, boy. All right. Anything else you guys want to say before we call it a night?
I think that does it.
All righty. Well, Tom the Bomb, thank you so much for joining us on this episode.
Thank you for having me.
Great having you.
Thank you.
All right, folks. This has been the VHS Bandits. Thank you for listening. If you guys want to get in touch with us, check out our Gmail. Shoot us a message on Gmail at thevhsbandits@gmail.com, or check us out on Instagram, which is at the VHS Bandits, and we're on Facebook and we're on Twitter too. So check us out. And so there you go, folks. More excitement to come. This is Dane Train. With me is
Topher Hansen.
And as all, and for the first time ever, our longtime friend
Tom the Bomb.
All right, folks, be careful out there when you find some gold, because a leprechaun from space might come and get you. So until next time, everybody, be kind and rewind.